We were last here on April 8th, 2026, where the defendant pled guilty to amended count 1 of the indictment, attempted illegal conveyance of drugs of abuse onto the grounds of a specified governmental facility, a felony of the 4th degree. Count 2, possession of cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree. Count 6, tampering with records, and amended count 7, identity fraud, a felony of the 5th degree.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Harris is requesting to be placed on community control. As the court is aware, she is currently on community control in Cuyahoga County. The plan in Cuyahoga County was for her to attend a CBCF, but unfortunately, due to her medical issues, she was denied entry. She does have a number of concerns regarding her medical issues. She has experienced a couple of blood sugar drops in the jail, becoming very dizzy, sweating. She does have a number of medical appointments.
I have a pacemaker.
And she has a pacemaker. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Harris, what do you want to tell me before I sentence you?
I would like to apologize to the courts. I hold full responsibility for my actions.
What actions are you taking responsibility for?
The charges that was brought upon me.
All right. Well, you indicate in this pre-sentence report that you really didn't do anything, that you didn't know anything about those drugs that were taken into the jail beyond the blood pressure medication, that you had permission to have your sister's cards.
Those were my cards.
And so you didn't really do anything wrong. So what is it you're taking responsibility for?
Your Honor, those were my cards. I do.
They have your sister's name on them?
No, they had my name on them, Catherine Harris. I just used my sister's name when I was spoken to at Walmart. As far as the drugs, Your Honor, that was my propofol. I take that for my high blood pressure.
That was in that purse, right?
Yes.
That you said belonged to your sister, right?
My blood pressure pill was in a bag.
In the purse?
Ziploc bag. Yeah, I put it in the side of the purse because I got the purse out because I didn't want nobody to just look in that thing. Money was in there, and I think it was a piece of pipe.
Right.
Like they say, cocaine residue was on it, like a piece of glass from a pipe. I don't do drugs, Your Honor.
All right. Well, before you put the blood pressure medication in the purse, where did you have it?
In my pocket.
Okay, why did you take it out of your pocket?
Because when I got out to use the bathroom to go in, when I sat down on the toilet, I didn't want it to fall out, so I just stuck it like on the side of the pocket purse.
Right.
Yeah.
So who was it that you went to Walmart with that day?
It was my sister.
Which sister? What's her name?
Cassandra and her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I stayed in the car because I wasn't feeling good, and I was just asking them what was taking so long, and they was like, well, we done.
Where is Cassandra now?
She's in Alabama.
Right. What was she doing at Walmart that day?
Well, they came up here to visit. They was relative had a funeral. They came to visit. I had a previous incident with that store. I don't even go in there, but they was taking too long, and then the officer said that the lady said that I had to show receipts, and I kept calling them and nobody answered, and they left me and they said we need the bags, and I gave it back to them. I didn't want no problem.
Why did they give you the bags to take?
When I came in the store, I met them to see what was taking them so long, and they had their buggy with the bags. So they were like, we done. We got to go back and get something else.
Where did they go?
They said they had to get some school supplies, so I took the bags onto the car. And when I went back to the store, the officer was coming towards me, and he said, the young lady said, I didn't have a receipt, but I had spoke to the officer and was talking to the officer on my way out. And he was like, we need the bags. I said, sure. And I gave it to him. I'm like, they need to call them, told them they needed the receipt. Nobody answered. And the security lady said, your ride has left you. They left me.
Where'd they go?
They left me at the store. Where they went, I don't know. After that, they just left me at the store. Yeah.
You ever done this before? Used Cassandra's name?
Once I did it because I was pretty mad, Your Honor. I'm not gonna lie, I was mad because I felt like I was a fall guy in this. You know, I know people do a lot of things. I have done a lot of things in my life, and I got my life. I turned it around and
So had you ever done that before? Used her name?
used Cassandra's name. I think so.
You think so, or you did?
I don't. Yeah, Cassandra. I used her name. Yeah.
Right. Why did you use her name this time?
I just thought they wanted to talk to me. You know,
Who?
about the people at Walmart.
Okay, but why did you?
Oh, because they left me and put me in, you know, they set me up for that. They left me. They went answer the phone to bring their receipt. You know, I know.
I'm trying to figure out why you pled guilty if you didn't do anything wrong.
Because I felt like that was the way that I can get my case over. Listening to my attorney, he said that's the best thing for me to do. That's what Mr. Matthews.
Well, if you had done these things, that was a pretty good result, pretty good resolution of the case. If you had done these things, problem is, you're insisting you didn't do these things.
No, I was, but I felt I don't know how to put it.
Huh?
I don't know how to put it. Yes, I did push that buggy out that store. I sure did. But when they said they needed a receipt and I didn't go in there and get anything, I gave them their bags back because
Where were you living between the summer of '09 and the summer of '23?
09 and 23.
Yeah.
Back and forth from Alabama to Cleveland. The 2023, I was here in Ohio.
Right. You were in Willoughby Court for a theft.
Yes.
What did you do on that? What was that theft?
That's what I'm saying. That's why that I had a problem with that once before. That's why I didn't go in that store.
I know. What you stole from Walmart?
We went through the checkout line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and a couple things that we didn't pay for.
Who's we?
Some friends that I used to hang with that I don't see anymore, you know.
What about this robbery and drug possession in Cuyahoga County that you're on probation for? What happened there?
I gamble a lot. That's my problem. And I never robbed nobody, Your Honor. They had it, the CMHH police put it like a robbery. Somebody said I took $40 from this lady, and there's a lot of people I help out when I got it. And when I don't give it to them, they do a lot of things to me. Just like over here in this jail. I've been through so much in this jail till I feel like you just sentence me to death. That's just how I feel right now.
So why did they charge you with robbery? Why did you plead? Did you plead guilty in that case?
I don't know.
Or did you go to trial?
I didn't go to trial, no.
So you pled guilty to robbery?
Yes, I did. That's how I was trying to get it over with.
So what happened? What was the robbery?
The girl owed me $20, and she was hesitating to give it to me, and my Uber ride was waiting for me. As I sort of like got, you know, as she was trying to give me the money, I was like, hurry up. So I got the wallet and got my own $20. And I see on there they said 40, but it was 20. And then I left with her boyfriend. They do drugs. The boyfriend or the nephew, whatever, pushed her up to say that. I'm in the apartment gambling, and I'm outside talking to CMHH police that they robbing me while I'm in there, you know. But no, it was, I ain't that bad. No.
What was the drug possession? What did you have?
It was some garbage. It was some garbage that they looked through the, I don't know what it was. I didn't even see it. It was
Whose
a lot.
apartment was it?
It was my friend boyfriend.
What? So you didn't do anything on that?
I'm talking about the what now?
Well, you were, from what I can tell, you pled guilty to robbery and drug possession in Cuyahoga County.
Yes.
Okay. So what you're telling me is you didn't commit the robbery and you didn't have any drugs. But it was in the garbage can in the apartment that wasn't yours. It
wasn't in the garbage can. It was like when they cleaned the table off in a small
Why did they charge you with that?
Because when they came in, I had the garbage in my hand. You know, we cleaned the table off to get the table clean to play cards. And they picked the bag up and started looking. It was, I don't know what was in it, but they said it was drugs. And like I said, listening to my attorney, I wanted to do a trial, but they said it would be bringing them in, you know. Listening to attorneys, just wanted it over with. My life is not like that. You know?
Well, it looks like it's like that for the last few years.
I mean, I could say I've had a little bumps and bruises the last few years because my kids got grown, moved out, had too much free time, and started going back to the old crowd, and you know, and
Was there Ms. Knaus, was there a victim impact statement received from Cassandra?
There was not, Your Honor. She did call me.
Did you speak with her?
I did.
What did she tell you?
She asked if she had to complete the statement, and I told her she did not, and then she...
The sentencing hearing for the state of Ohio versus Catherine Harris took place following a guilty plea entered on April 8, 2026. The defendant had pleaded guilty to 4 charges. Count 1, attempted illegal conveyance of drugs of abuse onto the grounds of a specified governmental facility, a felony of the 4th degree. Count 2, possession of cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree. Count 6, tampering with records. And Count 7, identity fraud, a felony of the 5th degree. When the hearing opened, the defense attorney, Mr. Matthews, addressed the court first, requesting that Ms. Harris be placed on community control rather than sentenced to prison. He explained that Harris was already on community control in Cuyahoga County, and that the original plan had been for her to attend the CBCF, a community-based correctional facility, but she had been denied entry due to medical issues. The defense highlighted that Harris suffered from serious health concerns, including episodes of blood sugar drops while in jail that caused dizziness and sweating, multiple ongoing medical appointments, and the fact that she had a pacemaker. These medical conditions, the defense argued, made community control a more appropriate and humane option than incarceration. When the judge invited Harris to speak before sentencing, she opened by saying she wanted to apologize to the court and that she held full responsibility for her actions. The judge, however, immediately pressed her, asking what specific actions she was taking responsibility for. What followed was an extended and highly unusual exchange in which it became increasingly clear that Harris, despite having pleaded guilty to multiple charges, did not actually admit to having done anything wrong. When the judge pointed out that her presentence report indicated she claimed not to know anything about drugs found on her person beyond her blood pressure medication, and that she had claimed to have had permission to use her sister's cards, Harris began a meandering and often contradictory series of explanations that the judge patiently but persistently picked apart one by one. Regarding the identity fraud charge, Harris insisted that the cards found on her had her own name on them, Catherine Harris, and that she had only used her sister Cassandra's name verbally when speaking to someone at Walmart. She denied that the cards belonged to her sister. Regarding the drugs, she acknowledged that a Ziploc bag containing what she described as her blood pressure medication was inside a purse she initially claimed belonged to her sister, but then clarified was actually hers. She said she had moved the medication from her pocket into the side of the purse to prevent it from falling out when she sat down on the toilet. She acknowledged that there was also a piece of pipe in the purse and that cocaine residue had been found on a piece of glass from the pipe, but flatly stated that she did not do drugs. She then explained the circumstances surrounding the Walmart incident. She had been in the car with her sister Cassandra and Cassandra's boyfriend, who had come up from Alabama for a relative's funeral. Harris said she stayed in the car because she was not feeling well and also because she had previously had an incident at that particular Walmart store and did not want to go inside. According to Harris, she eventually went into the store to find Cassandra and her boyfriend because they were taking too long. She met them in an aisle, and when they said they needed to go back to get something else, school supplies, she took their shopping bags out to the car for them. When she was heading back toward the store, a security officer approached her and said a woman had reported that she did not have a receipt. Harris said she cooperated fully, handed the bags back to the officer, and tried to call Cassandra and her boyfriend to get the receipt, but no one answered. The security officer then informed her that her ride had left her. Cassandra and the boyfriend had simply driven away and abandoned her at the store. Harris insisted she had done nothing wrong at Walmart and that she had been set up or left to take the blame. She acknowledged she had then given Cassandra's name to officers, saying she had done so because she was angry about being left and felt she was being made a fall guy. When asked if she had used Cassandra's name before, she initially said she thought so, then confirmed that she had. The judge then probed into Harris's prior criminal history. He asked about a 2023 theft from the same Walmart in Willoughby, which Harris acknowledged, saying she and some friends had gone through the checkout line and a couple of things had not been paid for, people she no longer associated with. The judge also asked about a robbery and drug possession charge in Cuyahoga County for which Harris was currently on probation. Harris explained that she gambled heavily, poker and tone, and that the robbery charge had arisen from a situation where a woman owed her $20 and was hesitating to hand it over while Harris's Uber ride was waiting. Harris said